What's up, Tricology family, and welcome back to another episode of the Tricology News Talk. As we are back from our Thanksgiving weekend vacation, so we have a lot to discuss for today's episode. So, without further ado, let's get started with it. And boy, do we have some good topic to start off with. As you already know, the last day of the Thanksgiving weekend is Cyber Monday. Even though Monday's not a weekend, but it still counts as part of Thanksgiving week, because you have Thanksgiving, then you have Black Friday, and then you have Cyber Monday. So let's talk about Cyber Monday, aka Spider Monday or Electro Monday, whatever you want to call it. So that's the day when Spider-Man No Way Home tickets went on sale. And boy, oh boy, people started buying tickets. And let me tell you something. When midnight strike, then 15 minutes later, all sites started to crash. I mean, my goodness. And that's not even the best part. And the best part is that people started try to sell tickets on freaking eBay or stuff like that for like $1,000. I mean, oh my goodness. Man, I keep telling everybody that the hype is real. The hype is really real. That I'm not gonna tell you why, but some of y'all may know why. But you get the my genetic on that. But yeah, Cyber it went crazy. So based off of that, I feel like it's gonna break ticket sale records from all the Avengers movies, Black Panther, and then everything else. So, and I do believe that this is gonna be the one movie that's gonna make at least $1 billion in the box office during the pandemic record. So that's my prediction. But we don't know what's gonna happen in the box office. So that's only that depends on how many people are going to go to see the movie. And speaking of moviegoers, study shows that 49% of moviegoers have not returned to theaters over cost and COVID safety issues. So this is what Variety wrote in its report. The report surveyed more than 2,500 people, pre-pandemic moviegoers. It discovered that nearly half of its respondents, some 49% of those polled, once went to cinema, but no longer do so. The reluctance most likely come down concerns about safety and price. The study authors claim the clock is ticking. The reporter reads, no longer the exhibit takes the address these issues. More likely that's the non-theater going behavior will be set. So, I mean, what else can you say? We are still in this crazy pandemic situation, and then we got this ongoing news about this new variant coming, Ocrimia. I'm like, who knows when this pandemic is gonna end? But again, you have some people that's willing to go back to the movies, and there are some that don't go back to the movies, because I mean, there are some movies that depends on the studio that decided to either release it on streaming or theaters only, or maybe day-to-day release. But like Warner Brothers did this year, but after the next year, starting next year, that's gonna end. So let's just hope 2020 will be the year that everybody go back to the theaters, and we can move on with this pandemic situation. But moving on with that, and speaking of streaming, let's go into some Netflix news. Is that Red Notice, which stars Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Ryan Reynolds, and Gal Gadot, has been viewed over 278 million hours viewed since its release. And after 10 days, it is its most watched Netflix film ever. It is on track to overtake Bird Box, which reached 282 million hours viewed in its first 4 weeks. That is a big accomplished record. So this is what The Rock has said through his social media. Dwayne Johnson posted on social media that Red Notice is officially the biggest movie in the history of Netflix. LA shattering several records in a short amount of time in the streaming services. So, but let's look back at the top 11 most popular movies of all time on Netflix so far. So, at number 11, you have Murder Mystery with Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler. Then you have The Old Guard with Charlize Theron. Then you have Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead. Then you have Enola Holmes at number 7. Then you have Special Confidential with Mark Wahlberg. Then Ryan Reynolds' Six Underground. 5, The Kissing Booth 2. 4, The Irishman, was a really very long movie, but it was still good. Then you had number 3, you had Extraction, which the second movie is coming soon. Then of course second you had Red Notice, which is about to become number 1, and then currently at number 1 is about to drop down to number 2 is Bird Box. So this is I would have to congratulate on Red Notice everybody from cast and crew. So even I knew it was gonna beat out number 1, because number 1 you have The Rock, you have Ryan Reynolds, and Gal Gadot, aka Black Adam, Deadpool, and Wonder Woman, who's calling themselves Black Wonderpool. That's her name. They mentioned like in social media coverage and all that stuff. So we all know that was gonna happen. But moving on, still on Netflix, we all know Squid Game's series have been a hit, but the newest Korean series, Hellbound, knocked Squid Games out of the Netflix number 1 spot. So this is from iHorror.com. About a month ago, we guessed that Hellbound will be taking over the infamous Squid Game spot in Netflix rankings. Here we are, a week after the popular series release, and this is exactly what happened. These are both Korean-based series. However, the plot for each respective series has very different tastes. Squid Game is all about class and capture, which feature a group of people playing children game, but with deadly consequences in order to take home a giant cash prize. Hellbound, on the other hand, is about demons coming over the vicious souls of random people on Earth. The series deals with dangers of social media and dog-pilling cancer groups, and which also deals with heavy with rain. Personally, I like both of these series, but I think Squid Game has more like popularity over Hellbound. Like, don't get me wrong, Hellbound is really good, but I think Squid Game had a lot of popularity in like in social media and like pop culture and like everywhere. So I mean, it's an exciting time for all Korean motion pictures around. Parasite won Best Picture at the Oscars. Squid Game took over the world, and now Hellbound is too, coming out swinging, reaching number 1 on Netflix in no time flat. I'm looking forward to Netflix doubling down on its Korean films and series purchasing in the near future. So we'll just have to see what's the next thing is gonna happen. But until then, keep your eyes open and continue on with Netflix. Netflix has confirmed 2022 premieres for Raising Dawn, Vikings Valhalla, Resident Evil, and more January titles. So this is from the Deadline.com. Netflix has got a busy 2022 coming up, as the streaming reveals premiere dates for a number of upcoming titles on its general slate, including Raising Dawn, Vikings Valhalla, and more. On Tuesday, the streaming giant confirmed 2022 premieres for some of its most popular franchises and titles. In the early months of the new year, Netflix's users can look forward to the premiere of Archer, which is January 14th, In From the Cold on January 28th, Rated Dawn Season 2 February 1st, and Viking Valhalla on February 25th, which is 2 days before my birthday. First look image of Archer 81 and Viking Valhalla can be viewed on its website too. Also touching down on 2022, the exact dates can be viewed at a later date, which is Magic the Gathering, Resident Evil, The Sandman, The Umbrella Academy Season 3, The Witcher Blood Rain prequel series, Sequel 2 of Alice in Borderland, All of Us Are Dead, Army of the Dead Las Vegas, The Cuphead Show, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, First Kill, Lock and Key Season 3 will also drop sometime next year. So this is a lot of stuff to look forward to. If you think 2021 had a lot of things unrevealed, but look out for 2022. They might have something good, and I can't wait to see what kind of movies they're gonna be revealing next year. And then as we are moving on from Netflix, let's go on what Disney Plus has been going on. So Disney Plus and Hulu, along with HBO Max, has reached a deal for 20th Century Movies streaming rights. And here's what /film.com says. As the streaming wars heat up and become increasingly complacent, a new deal has merged between Warner Media and Disney that will be an interest of HBO Max, Disney Plus, and Hulu subscribers. Specifically, the two giant medias have amended a previous existing deal that will now see certain 20th Century Studios, formerly as Fox, release shares between the streaming services, while HBO Max will retain exclusive rights for others. It's complicated but interesting in certain ways that makes it end of an era. Per to Variety, Disney and Warner Media have amended a previous existing deal that was instantly struck between Fox and Warner long before Disney ultimately purchased most of the company's media assets for more than $71 billion a couple of years back. At the time, Fox and Warner struck a 10-year deal that will allow 20th Century Fox movies to stream exclusively on HBO, which was known as a Pay One TV window. This was the first exclusive release period after the film's theatrical release, as well they know as the transactional purchase sell-through period. Basically, after the deal's rent and physical release period, this is important to understand that it comes to a main deal. The deal, which runs to the end of 2022, which sees HBO Max share exclusive rights to a chunk of titles for 20th Century Studios and Searchlight Pictures with Disney Plus and Hulu, which are now owned by Disney. HBO Max will initially keep exclusive Pay One TV windows on about a half a slate of 20th Century Studios and Searchlight Pictures through 2022. But personally, when I think about this deal, I feel like that Disney Plus will have like all the family friendly and also like comic book movies for 20th Century Studios on Disney Plus, and then you have the PG-13 and like the rated R stuff on Hulu and HBO Max. But that's the way I see it. But when it comes to like which certain 20th Century Studios or in the past Fox movies that you will see between those streaming services. But that's my take on this story. But moving on with some more Disney Plus news is that Disney CEO Bob Chapek reportedly wants to double down on Hulu, eventually merging it with Disney Plus. So this is what on what'sdisneyplus.com has said. Following this month, Walt Disney Company's quarterly results, Wall Street shareholders and analysts started to raise serious questions about the growth of Disney Plus. As this past quarter, they only managed to add 2 million subscribers. This was down to several reasons, including many subscribers in India leaving due to the critics' season ending. But one of the biggest issues that Disney Plus has is that it lacks content to keep older subscribers happy. Following the Star's market drop, this was purely heated between arguments between Disney executives over the future of Disney Plus, which many tried to encourage Disney to add more mature content. With Bob Iger set to leave the Walt Disney Company in the next few months, Bob Chapek will then have more control over what happens next. Bob Iger has always wanted Disney Plus to be more focused on its current 5 brands. That all changed earlier this year when Disney Plus added more content for adults and teenagers around the world when it introduced the general entertainment brand Star was added. This brought a wide range of shows and films including to the streaming service, including Deadpool, Grey's Anatomy, Aliens, and much more. The introduction of Star brand to the Disney Plus resulted in the reduction of number of people unsubscribing and also increasing engagement to Disney Plus use of Disney Plus. This data could help to see a change to Disney Plus in the US, and it's already proven to be working around the world, including across Canada, Europe, and Asia. So we'll just have to wait and see what's gonna happen, because Disney Plus already has Hotstar, Hulu, and ESPN Plus. And just this week, Disney Plus announced the Hulu Live TV package, which includes Disney Plus and ESPN Plus standard. So we'll just have to wait and see in maybe in a couple months of what's gonna happen between Disney Plus and Hulu together. But I mean, they still have the bundle thing with Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But moving on with some TV news is that the new popular series is Chucky has been renewed for season 2. Which Chucky has been on air on not only the USA Network and Sci-Fi. So the entire season 1 of Chucky is available to stream on Universal's NBC's Peacock right now, so you can stream it in case you didn't have the chance to watch it on cable network, on the 2 cable networks. So that's been renewed for season 2. And moving on, did I mention? Oh yes, the Book of Boba Fett has 7 episodes for season 1. So get ready for to celebrate the new year with Book of Boba Fett, y'all. So and now moving on with some theme park news. So starting off is that just announced on December 1st is that Universal Orlando Resort's president and COO Bill Davis will retire effective immediately on New Year's Day. So we wish him on his New Year endeavors. We'll have to see who's become the new president and CEO of Universal Orlando Resort, and we'll see what happens then. But continue on with Universal is that Universal's Epic Universe is to include a Beast-related area. And this is what MuglyNet.com says. It's been a while since we heard any news about the Epic's adventure. Universal Orlando's Resort, greatly anticipated new theme park. It has been speculated at a possible Fantastic Beasts area and rumors about the potential attractions, but otherwise detail to the park has been remained tightly under wraps. Now sources working on the park's development has confirmed to MuglyNet that there will be indeed a beast-related area in the Epic universe. While still know exactly what the area will include, we are excited to find out that there will be a Wizarding World area involvement. So let's pull together some of the existing rumors to remind ourselves what could be possible in the Fantastic Beasts area in the Universal Orlando Resort Epic universe. So you could have a possible 1920s Paris theme on there. You could have a Ministry of Magic rumor, which was my prediction. But for that, what else? You could have a rumors of a VR flying broomstick ride, coming on there. So it's a lot to think about for a lot of possibilities. Because if you look back to the concept of photo of what you have, because you have different areas. You have the a hotel, you have a Fantastic Beasts area, you have a Dual Lunch coaster, you have a How to Train Your Dragon area, you have a hub, shop, and dining experience area, you have a Nintendo area, which is coming soon, and then also you have a Classic Monsters area. So there's a lot to think about. So about the possibilities, but we'll see in the next couple of months and years to come. But moving on now to some Disney news. As you guys know, that's where I went for Thanksgiving weekend, and one of the things I showed was the Starship Earth Holiday Light Show had debuted at Epcot. So I'm gonna read everything that's going on there, and this is from blogmickey.com. Disney had just debuted Spaceship Earth Holiday Light Show as part of the Epcot International Festival of Holidays. The show runs nightly through December 30th, 2001, alongside the Standards Beak of Magic show. Imagineer Zach Ridley has a following to say about the show, in which you can watch it in a certain video on there. So, there's the article. Holidays are a special time at Epcot, a time to showcase a tradition and music, food, and entertainment to share around the world. To help celebrate the launch of International Festival and Holidays today, Imagineers develop a new lighting composer for Spaceship Earth, adding to the beams of magic. Guests will see new sparkling and not Epcot's holidays past. Our team was inspired to a concept light ushering in the holiday celebrations around the world, and our imaginary team created a new programming reflective of the starlight in clear winter skies, and the beautiful green and blue glow of the air visited Northern Lights. Spaceship Earth, as both the park's icon and symbol of Reach's legacy in this park's past, present, and future, holds a special power in its memory. It was here from the start of Epcot, and as a symbol connection shared by all of us across time. We are excited to use this new lighting system to harsh back concepts and stories from the park's past, and for the first time, we are bringing that concept to life by referencing a few elements from the Light of Winter holiday display that graced a World Showcase Bridge from 1994 to 2008. Fans of Epcot's history may even be able to pick on those variety elements. The Epcot's legacy is alive, and a new experience coming to this park. We are proudly passed along our passion for future generations to enjoy. We hope you can catch this limited time program running alongside the 50th anniversary being imagined through December 30th, 2021. And let me tell y'all, it's definitely amazing experience to look at. So if you are or have been in Disney for the holiday season, I would definitely for y'all to check that out. So continue on with Epcot. So Epcot's overhaul project is expected to be complete in 2023, and continue on blogmickey.com. In a desolated D23 panel early on in the past week, focused on music and Disney's theme parks. Imagineers Todd Phipps and Joe Dennis hit that the Epcot's overhaul project will be complete in 2023. The Imagineers said that a new musical score from the pitted topic will debut in 2023 alongside the complete overhaul project. Earlier on in that week, Disney announced that the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rerun ride will open in summer 2022. Other announcements include naming of the new World Celebration Resort and the refilling and continued work of the Walt Disney statue that will be Dreamers Point area of the park. Disney had been silent on the other aspects of Epcot's overhaul project, such as the refurbishment of Spaceship Earth, Journey of the Water, Spire by Moana, the Play Pavilion, and the World Celebration Festival Center. But as always, keep checking back with blogmaking.com, and we continue to bring the latest news, photos around Disney parks. So, like you mentioned, you can't wait to see what's going to happen. But has been some concept photos of the Play Pavilion, Journey of the Water, and the World Celebration Festival. But center. But yeah, like I said, we'll keep you guys updated. What's going to happen there, and more things to come. So continue on with the spirit of the holidays. Is that Airbnb is renting out the house from the Home Alone series for one night. So this is what WSVN 7 News Miami has reported. Calling all you filthy animals. Airbnb is renting out the Home Alone house for this month for one Jiggly night. The very same Chicago area home that saw a young Macaulay Culkin get the better of the bullish burglars, Joe Pesci and Derek Steen, will be available for one night stay on December 12th. Oh, it's a run the same amount for a couple of pizzas, just $25. The house looks much like it did in the 1990 holiday film. The Lost John stays standing outside at candlelight dinner for eating mac and cheese and plenty how fending off burglars, paint cans daily across the staircase. A pet terrestrial that tried to fight the wet bandits there will be there too, according to Airbnb description, because it won't be a Christmas without an anchor. So for all my Chicago fans out there, if you're looking for Airbnb to look at, so I would definitely go check that out. So and now moving on with some things happening in the basketball news, is that we have saw a fight between Isaac Stewart and LeBron James when the Pistons and the Lakers battle that Saturday night before that Thanksgiving week. So, I mean, but a scary scene broke out in Detroit after LeBron elbows Isaac in the eye, causing him to bleed considerably, and Stewart to try to fight the entire Lakers team, including LeBron. This accident took place battling for position over a free throw, where Stewart got the loose ball foul, and James swung his fist up high to catch Stewart in the eye. From there, Stewart tried to get after James, and then the two separated according to break free from Pistons coach, team staff, who were walking in the Lakers locker room and spinning towards the Lakers. Now, Stewart has been suspended for 2 games, and LeBron has been suspended for 1 game. But if you guys didn't catch our latest episode for the Respect the Comment podcast, we have saw the latest celebrity fight that's going to be happening, which is going to be let me pull this up real quick. Hold on a second, guys. Yeah, which is former basketball player Daniel Williams against a football player Frank Gore. And I'm saying to myself, why is LeBron and Iron Stewart's not in this? We need to put them in there. That was more interesting in there. I'm like, what's their beef between Darren Williams and Frank Gore? What was their beef? I don't know, man. But we'll have more on that story. As far as like the Jake Paul and Tommy Fury event that's going to be happening on Saturday, December 18th. But it's just crazy, man, how everything's going down. But moving on, lastly for today is we're gonna be talking about a movie review, and that's based on Ghostbusters Afterlife. So this was directed by Jason Whitman, which is the son of the original creator Ivan Reitman, who also produced the film, and this is the fourth series of the Ghostbusters for franchise. And we don't want to talk about the last reboot that they did with Go, but that was strictly terrible. Oh my goodness! But in this one, this stars Carrie Coon, Finn Weber, Maliki Grace, and Paul Rudd, while Bill Murray, Dick Aaron Huston, Amy Pott, and Sarah Richard made their surprise roles for the originals. So this was set 32 years after Ghostbusters 2. A single mother and her two children moved to a small town in Oakland where they discovered connections to the Ghostbusters and their grandmother's secret legacy. So I think the performances and the director's direction and the other tone of this movie was really great, but the screenplay was very questioned in the movie, but this was definitely a good follow up sequel to the originals Ghostbusters and Ghostbusters 2. But and I saw this on Thanksgiving week, so well, and this was really good. Definitely made up for that other reboot Ghostbusters. Again, we don't still talk about that. So I definitely give this one a B minus. That's why I give the rating for that. And but other than that, that's our episode for today. So lastly, I wanted to mention is that we will have our season 2 finale. That will be the week before Christmas week. So we'll have our season finale in a couple of weeks. So keep an eye on that. I'm probably going to be for the finale. I'm probably going to be doing a Spider-Man No Way Home non-spoiler review on that, but we'll have to wait and see. But until then, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell when new episodes are uploaded. Of course, if you're watching on YouTube right now, and if you are listening on Anchor, Spotify, or Google Podcasts, go into the link description below, click on the YouTube link, and post your comments there as well. So, without further ado, this is Trico, and I'm signing off. Peace.